Game bonus time with some of the guys here from the 4-week natural program in New York City. We're at the headquarters here, a lovely penthouse apartment looking out into downtown New York City. That's just how we roll in the 4-week natural programs, and there's many of those coming up next year all around the world, so check out that website, that information. But this is a fun game bonus section associated with Social Encrypted. And if this does ever get torrented, which I'm sure it will, check out www.socialencrypted.com for my entry-level basic program with all of what I'm teaching you referenced with the infill video. So we're going to talk about phone game today. Phone game, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, everything that happens between when you meet a girl in person, the lapse and the space in between, and then when you want to meet up with her again, what it all means, how the paradigms work, how you want to present yourself, different in different conditions, contingencies. For guys who are alpha, guys who are beta, guys who are beginners versus guys who have a lot of experience, we're going to talk about all that kind of stuff, and I've got my guys here who I've been working with for about 2.5 to 3 weeks. We're going to go over some of their case studies as well. We've got Americans, we've got Canadians, we've got 30-year-old guys, we've got 18-year-old guys, we've got a range of different races. So something for everyone really, and we may get a few more guys showing up as we go along. So, phone game. The first thing I want you to know about phone game, i.e. getting a girl's details in a social place and then going away, is that 99.999% of the time, or no, actually what I think to myself, if I get a girl's phone number, it's meaningless, it's worthless. I will never see that girl ever again in my entire life. Don't bother getting phone numbers. Honestly, it doesn't even really matter, okay? Once the girl's gone, she's gone. You kissed her, you slept with her, you made out with her, you hugged her, all her friends knew you, irrelevant. Worthless, waste of time, okay? When I say that, I'm kind of joking, but you know, people are not good at organizing themselves. People are not good at organizing and bringing new things into their life. And if you run with the assumption that once a girl is out of sight, she's out of mind, and she can feel that when you're interacting with her, then she's not gonna feel like you're needy or you're expectant. Or you're like, hey, nice to meet you, date Tuesday, are you available? What would you like to do? So there's zero neediness. In fact, when it comes to like getting phone numbers and walking away from girls, this is the key point that you want to write down. You want to leave her wondering if you're even going to call at all, okay? That's the framework. Walk away, leaving her wondering, is he gonna call me? Is he gonna call me? I just gave him my number and my Instagram and my Facebook. He doesn't even care. Okay, you want that to be the case. Most of you guys in all my 4-week natural programs, you'll walk away and you'll be writing, see you again soon, or date on Tuesday, or like when you walk away from the girl, you'll say, okay, let's make a time for a date, leaving that idea in her head. Now picture this. Imagine that you're going into a job interview with a girl, okay, with one person, all right, job interview. And you really want this job, okay? You don't have the value here. You're hoping, you know, you're desperate, you're hungry, you want a job, you want some fucking money. You go to the job interview, you have the interview, you feel good about it, and at the end of the interview, the interviewer doesn't say, we'll call you. Okay, imagine that. You're there, you're like, okay, interview done. Any information about when you'll call me? And they just say nothing. And the interviewer might say, well, cool, we're done here, goodbye. And you just have to make your way out of the room. You're going to go away from that interview wondering, like fully obsessed with the fact, like, are they going to call me? Do they care? How did I go? What the fuck? They're going to be massively cognitively preoccupied. That's the kind of frame you want to put the girl in. So it's better not to say or to tee up the date or to find out if you're going to see her again. On the other hand, if you go to an interview and the interviewer is like, hey, great interview, really awesome, we have your details, we have your phone number, we're going to call you Tuesday afternoon, we'll be waiting for you. You're going to walk out of the interview thinking, cool, that's done. Awesome, nothing to worry about. So you want to leave the girl wondering and preoccupied what happens next. In fact, truth is, when you're meeting girls and taking phone numbers, the reality is that they are going to be equally as much a heaven send as they are going to be a fucking nightmare, okay? Like hidden catches, insecure, annoying, emotional, and irritate you. as much as they are beautiful, gorgeous, lingerie, amazing, affectionate, all those girly things that we love. So you shouldn't, when you're meeting girls, you should realize that she's both as unpredictable and a nightmare as she is a heaven send. So you shouldn't be that enthusiastic to even be trying to meet up, okay? Because with the good comes the bad. So there's some of the big paradigms about exchanging numbers and setting meetups and meeting new people in your life. Basically, don't expect anything, and if you do, leave them wondering what happens next. Alright, so here are the conditions. The conditions that must be met for you to have any chance of expecting a phone number, Instagram, Facebook, or WhatsApp to work. Here are all the conditions that have to be met if you want to have a chance to meet up again, for the number not to flake. And remember, there's only a 0.1% chance the phone number will work, alright? This is the reality. So give up, relax and give up. Who the fuck cares? I don't give a shit anymore. I'm like, phone number, bullshit. Never see you again, alright? And you have that look in your face when you're exchanging details. You're like, you're unreliable, useless, can't organize yourself. Oh, why don't you text me? You can't afford phone credit. Well done. It costs $30 fucking. We're stupid. So the only way that you might get a phone number are the following. Is if you feel like there's no reason why and not enough, if you feel like your game is better than any other guy she's ever gonna meet, okay? Do you feel that? Probably not. So fucking think about it and work on it. Or, watch Social Encrypted, the first part, again and again and again. Next thing, some kind of like front door rule situation. So I'm thinking day game or night game. In the nighttime, you need to see that girl out of the club. You need to tell the girl that you're talking to, that you're getting the number from, that you're not interested in any other chicks there. Like, girl, I don't give a shit about anyone else who's here. All I care about is you. You see me talking to anybody else? No, I like hanging out with you. I don't even want to get laid. I like talking to you, so shut the fuck up. I'm walking you out of here. That has to be met, okay? In the daytime, you do need to qualify the girl's personality. You need to tell her why you like her for who she is and what she's about, Maybe she helps you relax. Maybe she's very insightful. Maybe she helps you to use your brain. Maybe she's way deeper than you expected. Maybe she's very down to earth. Maybe she's not judgmental. Maybe she's open. Maybe she enables you to be more confident. You need to say it out loud. If you don't compliment her personality, then she's not going to remember you. She's going to think that you want her just for sex. And even then, all these girls you're meeting, you need to have screened them to know that they are actually available. All girls have sexual options, and you're going to be somewhere down a list of priorities in her list among her sexual options. So, really important that you make a connection with who she is by articulating it, otherwise she's not going to remember you. You also need to have met with her friends. Her friends need to verify you, okay? So if you haven't met all those conditions, no fucking chance, okay? Screened, she's available, the friends know you spent some time with her, you qualify her, you tell her why you like her individually, why you have a unique connection to one another. Only then maybe will the phone number work, only then. Also, don't expect her to ever call. You also need to have that expectation. You'll never see her again? Fair enough. I can tell you, when I met my current girlfriend, I didn't text her at all. I was like, nope, she's gone. We even had one night stand. Fantastic. I will never see that chick ever again. Why even bother? She's fucking amazing, free spirit, off you go. And guess what happened? She texts. Great, awesome, and now we're in a relationship months and months later. And it was the last time that I really got into the game was in Stockholm, and I had an amazing month. It was 8 chicks in the month, in 4 weeks. Unbelievable, party times the whole time, but I really didn't do a lot of texting. And I'm I'm not going to meet these chicks ever again because they're either disorganized or scared or nervous about coming to meet up with me on a date one-on-one. So I'm not going to bother, I'm just going to go out and keep meeting more girls. I'm not going to text. But I am going to Instagram. So here is, now that we're kind of assuming that we're going to meet the conditions that you need to meet, honestly God, zen, give up on ever thinking you're ever going to see these chicks again. Let yourself be free and relaxed in that sense. Be I don't care, never going to see you, pressure's off, I can relax, no expectations. Then what I do is I ask for Instagram, and I want all you guys to have Instagram, all the guys doing this program having Instagram as well. Because even if they're not going to text you, you can keep them updated with your life. You can show them that you're doing things, And you can show the world through your eyes. Things that you think are funny or appreciate or you're interested in, you'll show your own personality. So even if you do start texting the girl and she doesn't text you back, she's still going to see that you've got shit going on, okay, which is really important. And that could be the food that you're eating, the gym that you're going to, the friends that you're hanging out with, the party that you're at, little clips. It's basically, you're basically like a Facebook news feed in her life without her needing to do anything. So, it also sounds a lot cooler. We'll talk about all this right now. It sounds a lot cooler to ask a girl for Instagram. Hey, do you have Instagram? And some of you guys are new to Instagram. You say, hey, do you have Instagram? I'm, rising. My Instagram profile is like rising like a fucking supernova. I've got over 100 likes in the last week, likes or followers. And you might only have like 100 followers, which is nothing in Instagram life, but going into Instagram is good. And then once you've got your phone open on Instagram, then go to Facebook. Don't do just one or the other. I text the girl as though she's a pen pal on the opposite side of the world. Okay, so if you're American, imagine that girl is a student in Bangkok, Thailand, or Singapore, or Sydney, and you're texting a friend who you're assuming is on the other side of the world. Okay, so freedom of outcome. If you're in Australia, imagine the girl is in the United States, or in Japan, or whatever it might be, so you can share those cultural differences or interpersonal differences between you and her. So that way, you're texting like you're never going to meet up with her, but it is interesting and it is stimulating and you're enjoying the connection and kind of that secret banter that you've got going on. So imagine they're in a different fucking country. In my mind, I'm just like, well, she's in Singapore, I'm never going to see her again, but I can share what I'm doing. Then, it's really important for all you guys on Instagram is to keep it updated. So you're constantly projecting a brand, okay? It's personal brand management and brand expression. We're talking marketing, not selling. So the way that you market yourself is like, Coca-Cola or Pepsi or Nike or Mercedes or Reebok or Apple. And they, when you see the Apple storefront with the different, marketing ploys they use to bring you in and draw you in, they're expressing themselves in a way that invites you, okay? So just by showing the world through your eyes, being creative and being updated, you're going to get feedback through your comments and your amounts of likes to get a sense of what's cool or contemporary or what's trending, basically. So that's really good to keep putting yourself out there and making yourself known. With Instagram, when you meet a girl and you exchange Instagrams with her, at the point of meeting, it's really, really, really important, after you've met all those conditions, that you then send her something that she's with you and she sees you sending it to her together. That's really key, really important. So you get the phone number and you send her a text or anything with her at that point in time. Hey, this is Brian, I love you, let's make a Skype call to my grandma in upstate Philadelphia. I don't even know what the fuck that place is, okay? We're gonna Skype my fucking grandma later. The girl's there with you, maybe take a selfie, whatever, send it to her, she's got it. That could be a Facebook example. Or, on Instagram, you can personal message on Instagram. Direct message, that's in the inbox in the top right hand corner of your home screen, you can send her something personal there. Or, when you get a girl's Instagram, then you want to go through her photos with her, and I like to judge her photos in front of her, laugh at some, and then I like two that she expresses her personality with. Places she's been, something sentimental, something artistic that she's done, her good friends, something like that. Again, appreciating who she is, so you stand out from every other guy that wants to fuck her just because she's a girl. Okay, you need to want to fuck her because you like her as a person. And I'm sure you will, but you just need to make a point to articulate that. So that is key. Cool. So they are the first kind of points of contact. Now, when you exchange that stuff, Instagram is great to start with, then go to Facebook, then you can go to WhatsApp. But simply, guys who ask for the phone number, if a guy says, can I have your number, it just triggers a defense. So basically, never ever ask for a girl's phone number. It just triggers defense. You can say, do you use WhatsApp? Open your phone at the dial pad, type in the area code. In New York, it's like 917 or something. In Australia, it's 04. In the UK, it's 07. Hand it to the girl, and she's going to start typing it in kind of like automatically. Then do the exchange that way, maybe even leave a voicemail, whatever. Here now is the next step. The girl is going to wonder, every guy wonders, how long should I wait before I call the girl? Now this is a weird algorithm, but let me try to explain. you need to wait long enough for the girl to realize that you are cooler than all the other guys that she's got going on in her life. So let me ask you three guys on the couch, how long do you wait in terms of time, minute, days, and hours? If you meet a girl on a Saturday, how long is it going to be before she can know for sure that you're better by contrast to other guys in her life? How long do you think?
3 days.
Could be.
2 days.
Could be 3 days, could be 2 days.
I do when I feel like it.
Do it when you feel like. Yeah, and these are all valid answers. It depends on how outgoing is the girl. How sociable is the girl? Did you meet her on a Tuesday? Did you meet her on a Saturday? You don't even fucking know. So if you met a super sociable girl, it might take her 1 day to realize that yes, you are cooler than the existing douchebags in her life who are just texting her unoriginal, sexual, needy shit, okay? And no focus on appreciating her for her personality or putting that into words. So you might text the next day or the day after, but all of you should have so much going on and all of you shouldn't expect to ever hear from the girl ever again that you should take 2 or 3 days because you're busy or you're tired or you've got other commitments. And then after you've fulfilled all your commitments, work, network, sleeping, recovery, eating properly, financial management, then on a Tuesday night or Wednesday night or Thursday night, you're like, you know what? I've got a night off. I want to invite good people into my life and go and do something. So 2 or 3 days is about right, okay? But that's the defining algorithm. How long is it going to take for that girl to realize that you're better than other guys in her life? Now here's the next dynamic that's fucked up. I fucking hate this one, but this is the truth. The reason why everyone gets flakes is because human beings are more interested in not losing something that they have than gaining something that they don't, okay? Not losing something that they have than gaining something that they don't. Travis, you have an iPhone 6 Plus?
6.
6. iPhone 6. Cool. Would you like a Galaxy Note 4?
No.
Right. You're not interested in gaining something that you don't have. But what if I stole your iPhone 6?
Yeah, sure.
Exactly. What if I took what you already have and what's a part of your life? Fucking great example, right? You're like, motherfucker, don't take that fucking away. Fuck you. So, with girls, you're not gonna get them via text. Here's another soundbite. Edit this into the fucking video. Alfonso, Toby, whoever the fuck does this. You can't make progress on an interaction via text, email, WhatsApp, Instagram, whatever. Maybe if you've got 10,000 Instagram followers, maybe. Buy them from an online service because that is a trick and it does work, actually. If you have 10,000 Instagram followers, it works, right? But you can't actually make any progress. You can't win more ground or get to know the girl better via text. It doesn't expand any better. So, therefore, you need to now set up a situation where you become a part of the girl's life, okay? Not something that she needs to contribute to, but in the way that a lot of us are dependent on Facebook, or the way that a lot of us like to watch serial TV shows, read the news every day, follow our sports teams. You don't want that taken away, or you feel sad when the season is over, the episode is over, if your Facebook shuts down, whatever the fuck it's going to be. So then you go into kind of lighthearted banter that doesn't require anything from the chick, but you're also luring her into meetups, making the option for meetups available. So, express yourself and share it with her. Let me think, how do I do it? How have I done it? If there's a girl that I met in a nightclub, now I'm thinking I met girls in the summer in Stockholm and I'm following all these principles. I would just tell them what I'm doing. I would just send them photos of where I am, what I'm doing, link them to my Instagram, whatever. So I might see a marching band, make a slow motion video. I might see a plane. I saw a plane in Australia, a jet plane flying low. I sent her a video of that. Talk about where I'm going, what I'm doing, going to the gym. What else? It was so simple. I would often send photos of bars that I was going to, and I would say, hey, do you know where this is? Things like that. So she would never ever have to give input, and it would always be very simple. Another criteria that I follow with texting is what would James Bond text? Would it be some long, flowery, complicated, convoluted bullshit with all these conditions? No. James Bond, like simple, straightforward stuff that's easy to read. I myself get a lot of correspondence from guys out there in the industry, in the pickup community, writing these long essays, like 50 lines long in a Facebook message, and I'm not going to read it. I can't read it. Same with the girl. But if the guy's writing me short little things, then I can it makes sense, like a Twitter update or a Facebook update, so I can make sense of that. That's when I begin to notice somebody from a position of abundance in the same way a girl does. So by keeping it simple and light-hearted and stupid, then she doesn't expect much, and it's no drain or strain for her to contribute, or you don't need anything from her to take that on board. So you can rest assured that girls do indeed read every text that they're going to get. Text, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, they do, okay? Unless they're mega famous or pseudo famous or like online bloggers or stuff like that, have millions of contacts, then it can be a bit tricky. Then you want to make sure you get into her phone number list. If you exchange Instagram and you see that she does have fuckloads of followers on Instagram or subscribers on Facebook or something like that, get her phone number so that you can go personal. Then you can keep her updated. Use photos, take selfies, show that you're being social, and almost make your interaction with her what you would do on your Instagram feed, okay? The world through your eyes, basically, or cute idiosyncratic things that you like. And remember, this is a girl you're never going to see again, you're never going to meet up with, so you're allowed to express yourself freely and goofily and openly. Another way that I think about it, another rule of texting thumb, and I'm always talking about texting rather than phone calling because that's easier to manage, and timing wise in this day and age, to get a girl alone to talk on the phone is a little bit tricky. So start with a text. Once the texts are going well, then maybe you can organise a phone call. With Tinder, you want to get on the phone as quickly as possible. We'll talk about Tinder in a second. I have the best Tinder profile in the world. I'll show you that if I haven't already showed you that already. So, you're going through a process there once every 2 or 3 days of telling her what you're doing, updating her with your life. Then, you're alluding to parties that you're at or things that you're doing that she could come to. If you want to be super fucking clever about it, on Instagram, on the top of her Instagram profile, it will show options. This is so diabolical. It'll show options of like how to view her photos. And you can view the photos based on geographical location, and if you go into the third one from the right, it's a little droplet thing, like a little marker, then it will show the origin of her photos, and you'll see groupings and clusters. And honestly, Instagram is going to show you where people live and where people work, because you're going to see 100 photos, 30 of them clustered together in a certain suburb or area. Then you look at that cluster of photos, it's like photos from home, photos from the bus stop, photos of food, and you're going to see, oh, she lives in that area. So if you're smart about it, what you can do is make it easy for her to meet up with you somewhere that's really convenient to her, okay? Instagram's got to fix that one pretty quickly, or a lot of people know about turning location services off on their Instagram, but then you can make it super simple to meet up with chicks. So I would meet girls on Instagram and then say, hey, I'm in this area, which appears to be somewhere that you post a lot of photos from. Cool, if you're in the area, let me know. So these are like soft meetups, right? But at the same time, while you're offering soft meetups, or saying me and my friends are doing this, what are you and your friends doing? You're starting to integrate into her consciousness over a period of usually 3 weeks. Another tip, big banner idea of phone game, is that it's easier from the outset to ask her if she wants to meet you and your friends, if her and your friends, not you want to meet her one-on-one for a date. That's more pressure. So aim for social events first. Me and my friends going to this club, this bar, this after-work drinks, we go to the park on Sunday, whatever. What are you and your friends doing? Then you can have a situation where she's like, my friends aren't available, but I can come. Can you introduce me to your friends? Then you have that leverage. But then she might come back and say, oh, if you and your friends come and meet me and my friends at this bar, then at least you can get FaceTime with her again, and then you can really run the game, do physicality, emotions, social rapport. You can run game properly, and that means a lot, right? So start with friends on friends first, then go for one-on-one. While you're integrating into her consciousness, soft invitations for meetups. That time we discovered took usually 3 fucking weeks for a human being to integrate something new into their reality, okay? When I started doing the 4-week natural programs, I started in Melbourne this year, and I'm talking about Nick, Liam, Darian, and Peter. I had those guys, and later I had Dimitri, who started a bit later. When I first did that program in Melbourne, I had my guys, 4 of them, well-adjusted, cool Australian guys, different ethnicities, some Southeast Asian, some Australian, some tall, some very successful with business. And I remember sitting there on the 3rd weekend at a really groovy bar. All my guys were enough. They were group theorying. They were walking girls out of the front door. They were using personality compliments. They were really good at all that shit. And after 3 weeks, none of my students were getting anything. Nothing. And I remember sitting there in the bar with I had 4 guys active at the time. And I was like, okay, 4-week natural is failed. This is failed. This is not working. Why are they not texting back? Even I wasn't getting texts back from girls. I didn't fucking understand it. And I was really tripping out because I didn't know if the entire concept of a 1-month program would work. Anyway, that was a Sunday. I'm like, well, we're going to go into week 4 and into the 5th weekend now. And I started putting programs and sessions on for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night. I was coaching the guys through texts, following these concepts that I'm speaking about here. And then when I went out on the Thursday night, I wanted to go with all my guys, and all of them cancelled on me. I was like, why the fuck are all you guys cancelling on me? And every single one of the 4 guys all went on dates and hooked up with girls they had met 3 weeks earlier. All of a sudden, 3 weeks later, the girls organise themselves or get their shit together or realise that this is actually a legitimate guy over a period of time. So maybe they cleared out the clutter out of their life, maybe they became more confident, maybe I don't fucking know what goes on in the girl's life for it to trigger after about 14 days, or it was like 2 weekends would have to pass before the phone stuff started working. Or you know what it probably is, that girls realize that you're a legit guy, you're not just trying for instant gratification sex. So all of a sudden, I'm going to nightclubs trying to coach my students, but none of them would come because they were on dates. And some of them, I remember Nick, I didn't see him for the last 10 days of the program because he was just getting laid. Same with Darren, he's like texting chicks to get laid. Liam was getting laid and then coming back to program trying to get laid more. So it was like fucking good. Really awesome stuff, and it was a real relief to me as well. And what happened with me as well is once you start putting yourself out there as a single person wanting to meet people and becoming more abundant and having more complexities in your social life, all of a sudden you kind of tip this abundance scale and you can't keep up with your own texts, and you automatically grow into all of these concepts that I've just spoken about. You never expect to hear from a girl again, but you keep expressing yourself in a funny, stupid way. So we had those, I remember the Melbourne guys, we had great little sessions in the couch in the Melbourne headquarters, and Liam he wouldn't get texts back from girls, and he'd put his shirt over his head and play like a racing game on the iPad. Straight away the girl would text back, okay? So when guys stopped texting formally and started texting kind of like stupidly, or like texting stupid stunts that they're pulling, handstands, getting drunk, spraying beers in the face. One that worked really well was like slow motion pouring water on your own head or spraying like champagne on yourself. Then they would start laughing and texting back because you're kind of entertaining, but more expressive, in line with the things that I said. And all of a sudden, the meetups started happening. So when that started happening, talking about that now, talking about what kind of meetups are we going to set up. In terms of actually going on dates and doing things like that, it was really simple to just meet up somewhere local to you in the evening. And this is more about the phone game than the actual date itself, but then just get the girl to meet you at your place. Just logistical text, or you can get on the phone and say, hey, maybe here, maybe there, whatever. Your place, try to bring her into your place, show her your place, go to a few local places together, get some drinks, get some food, something light, have a reason to bring her back to your place. My reason is always to show photos on the iPad, and then after that, I would bring her back to my place, fool around, and then one of the other rules you've got to respect with chicks is that, for the most part, the concept is that girls will not have sex at the first opportunity, they will have sex at the second opportunity, so that they can say they didn't have sex at the first opportunity. So the rule is, to put it into a sound bite, girls need to be in a position to have sex and they don't before they will. So you get them into bed, you fool around, then you say, okay, cool, we didn't go all the way, no worries. Do a takeaway and then walk them home and then be totally cool with it. Don't say you're going to call them, then text them sometime later, okay, keep them guessing. So, different qualities of chicks. We wouldn't waste our time, not waste our time, but it's not really that rewarding to spend your time texting and trying to interact with a girl who's not that hot, okay, who's not that interested in the way that she presents herself aesthetically, in a way that she dresses, cosmetics, works out. So you don't even really want to go there. A 4-star girl probably needs more reassurance. Girl next door, imperfect in terms of height, features, body, weight, fashion, finances, imperfect. So really enjoy and explore who she is and what value she has to you, because remember, you're going to be far more confident, and it's so easy for you guys to forge interactions and to text people, but for them, they're so fucking nervous. Their heart's racing out of their chest like when you were 13-year-old kids, just to have an interaction on a text, let alone meet up with someone. So the reason why most average chicks flake is because they're so fucking scared of the pressure. For a girl, this is what it's like. For a girl to go on a date, that's like you having the choice of whether or not you sit a final exam and there's no consequence, right? It's like if you go to the final exam, you can only fail, you can't win. Okay, that's how the girl thinks about it. That's why chicks flake. Average chicks flake is because they think, I don't need to go to this, but it has all the pressure of an end of semester exam or an SAT or a GAMSAT or whatever, okay? So they simply don't. They'll go with their friends, they'll hang out, they'll stay home, that kind of thing. Another way of thinking, why do girls flake? Imagine you're good at baseball, soccer, or racing, and you've got your grand final or your Super Bowl or your Formula One or your NASCAR, or you've got a bodybuilding competition on a Sunday, and all of a sudden, the competition is on a Wednesday. And they're like, go to the competition now. You're not ready for your race, standing in the competition, your soccer practice, whatever. You just don't feel physiologically, emotionally, and sexually prepared to be that intimate with somebody new. Remember, they're so fucking nervous. So I ask you to be patient, and within that patience, you can work like 7 or 10 different numbers and share yourself with a lot of interactions at the same time, while you're being patient with girls who are nervous. Now, with 5-star girls, you can be way more goofy, way less mature, fuck around a whole lot more, send more stupid things, more edgy things, more sexual things. For the more gorgeous chicks who are surrounded by so many guys trying to formally introduce themselves and make themselves known. We call them back-ended interactions. So what you can do with the really hot chicks is kind of disqualify yourself by sending something immature, like shirt over the head, flexing your muscles in the gym like an idiot, spitting water in the face of your friend, like congratulations, like fucking stupid. The girl, you're basically saying to the girl, like, I'm not trying to impress you, in fact, you don't even take me seriously, therefore I'm just going to text stupid shit to you. And that again is low pressure to the chick, because she doesn't feel like you're trying to please her, and she doesn't feel like you have any expectations of her to look pretty or to sleep with you or anything like that. So with stupidity and immaturity and dumbness, then all pressure is off and the texts can go forward, and she can consider meeting up with you either one-on-one or with her friends. So they're the discrepancies between 4 and 5-star girls. Cool. Just remember, it's just not meaningful. What you put on her Facebook or her Instagram really isn't that meaningful. And actually one little tip with phone communication is writing messages within Instagram photos from like 100 weeks ago. So instead of writing a text or an Instagram message or a Facebook message, I'll send a girl a message within one of her photos from like 100 weeks ago. So then it's very personal, and she'll get it. She'll see that she's got a comment, and you can tag her in it, but it won't really come up for anybody else, but it's more personalized that way, which is cool. So I like that maneuver, which I think is pretty cool. if the girl wasn't receptive to me in person, remember, I'm going on the assumption that I am enough, that I'm confident, I'm thinking win-win. I want her to have a good time, feel appreciated. I'm going to get that into the interaction, and she should be receptive. If she's not, then maybe I can add her on Facebook and widen my social network. Put her on Instagram, widen my Instagram network. Maybe it is relevant some months later, or maybe she's got something going on with a guy. But if a girl is single and excited to meet a guy who's in her demographic, who's confident, who's patient, who can make her laugh, then she's going to be receptive. If a girl's not receptive, I'm going to screen her out there at the point of meeting and say, do guys ask her on dates? And she's going to say, I don't know. I said, why not? She's like, I have a boyfriend. I want to find out why she's not receptive. Maybe she doesn't like Australian guys. Maybe she doesn't like Asian guys. Maybe whatever the fuck it's going to be. So I want to try to screen that out at that point. So in short, if a girl is not receptive, I'm not even going to text her. I'm just going to let her go. But if she wants to text me, she can. I'm going to go out and keep meeting chicks. In fact, my whole demeanor when I'm meeting chicks is that I'm going to be super friendly and super nice and affectionate, but also dumb. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I like you. I don't know what I'm doing, but I like you. I want the girl to wonder if I can even coordinate texting, that I can coordinate texting her, that I'm even going to call her. Like, I just want to take you on a date and meet you to my parents, and then I get distracted and I talk to other girls in front of her while I'm holding her hand, or something like that. I want her to think that I'm an airhead and that I'll forget her, but I really like her. So that way she's like, are you going to text me? Are you going to call me? I'm single. Like, you approach me and now you're losing interest with me. In Night Game, when we meet our girls, when my students meet their girls is what I mean, I always want them to do a takeaway within about 3 or 4 minutes. So the girls know that we're not camping on them. Yeah, so I don't bother. If they're not receptive, I don't care. I want to kind of put these pauses on them, these expectant pauses, while I'm in their presence, while I'm being affectionate, that they say, so can I have your number? So what do you do? So are you going to call me? So why did you ask my number? To try to get them to bring the conversation forward, right? Cool, awesome. All right, other questions and case studies. How would I get higher on a girl's priority list of people that she gives attention to? By giving a lot of value, making her laugh, and never putting pressure on her or expectation on her or formality on her over a period of 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm constantly offering ideas of what to do. Oh, fuck, I forgot a big part of this. Good question. I'm constantly offering her things to do, being goofy, being silly, almost acting like the gay best friend, but I'm not the gay best friend. Right, I'm a masculine guy who goes to the gym, who knows what he wants, who asks for what he wants, is appreciative, but I'm being goofy and stupid. Yes. So let me just backtrack here. We talked about the soft meetup, like I'm here, come if you want to meet up. Then, if you're still not getting anything after about 3 weeks, then you want to go for the hard meetup. Okay, the hard meetup. Then you want to say. Excuse me. Then you want to ask the girl on a date like 4 times. Honor the 4 times rule. Hey, I want to take you on a date Tuesday night, whatever time suits you. I want to go to this sushi restaurant. Then no, I don't want to go one-on-one with my guy friends. That'd be really cool. Go for the hard meetup, and probably you're going to get rejected or flaked. Okay. All the while, you've been updating her. Things have been going on between you for like 3 or 4 weeks. Then go for the hard meetup 2, 3, and 4 times. Hey, Sunday. 3 or 4 days later, Sunday, come and meet me. Hey, you working on Sunday? Come and meet me after your work. I'll meet you after your work. Let's get a bite to eat. Let's get a sandwich. Let's get a glass of wine. Let's kick the fuck back. Let's keep it low key. Whatever. Ask for the date. It doesn't even need to be that fancy what you actually ask, but keep it low pressure, low expectation to begin with. Then she's either going to flake or say no. Do it again 2 or 3 more, 2 more times. So you've asked 4 times, hard meetup with rejections, and then take the rejection. Okay, then you're done. This is important. You know what I said before? People are more interested in not losing something that they have than gaining something that they don't. When you go for the meetups and you get rejected, you know, maybe go for like 4 attempts to meet up within 10 or 12 days, then you're done. You withdraw and you move on. Okay, there's going to be a really stark effect if you've been messaging her once or twice every day, banter, flirting, lighthearted, retarded, mature. Then all of a sudden you just stop. And what happened to her little friend in the phone? The nice guy who she really liked, who was fun, who didn't expect anything of her and was very low pressure and was charming and sweet, wasn't a douchebag, but yeah, did want to fuck her and did appreciate who she was as a person. All of a sudden, he's gone. All of a sudden, it's like her obvious admirer stopped admiring her. And that is the kind of thing that makes up who she is and her ego. And the kind of thing she probably talks to her friends about at lunch. Like, yeah, he always texts me, he wants me, but I'm not going to do anything. And that's not even them being bitchy. That's just a sweet part of a girl's life, being admired, looking pretty while they walk down the street. Absolutely, you know, they're entitled to doing that. But when you take it away, then all of a sudden, it's like a mini breakup in the phone, okay? So you take it away, and then the girl is going to start texting you, and you text totally minimalist back. Like, cool, no worries, nice, one-word answers. And now, the energy of the entire interaction has changed. Very fucking annoying that it has to happen this way, but it does, right? I learned this from a girl in Melbourne, this kind of process, that a girl will be text and chased, and a guy will really, you know, put a lot of effort into chasing her via text and phone and everything for 2 or 3 weeks, and then he'll just give the fuck up, and the girl's like, no, don't give up, I loved that, and she said, this girl said to me in Melbourne that when the guys give up, and this guy wrote to her, he said, the girl said something to the guy, she's like, hey, I really want to see you, what are you doing tonight? And he just wrote back, all good. Like, all good, that was the phrase. The girl wrote, hey, what are you doing? Would you like to meet up or not? And he wrote, all good. Just like, fuck you, okay? But it wasn't like teaching her a lesson, you're a bitch, you're immature, you don't know what you're missing, fuck you. And she's like, I need to meet you where I am. Then she started chasing him. So the whole dynamic changed around, but unfortunately that's a part of the process. This is cold approach pickup and phone game. We're really trying to create something almost impossible out of nothing via the very limited medium of text message over a period of time with an attractive girl with fuckloads of options. But that's what actually starts to make it work. Right? Sometimes you get lucky and it just works straight up. The girl's single, you're single, and life's good. Absolutely. But otherwise, you do have to go through that kind of shit. So that's the power shift. That phrase, though, after 3 or 4 attempts at a hard meetup, cut her off. Cut her the fuck off and let her chase you, which is equally as fun for her that she kind of wins you after a little romantic drama in her phones. Mental and fucking stupid, I know, but that's what it is, okay? So fucking dumb. Cool, any more questions on that? She doesn't message you back at all after 5 or 6 days, then I get ridiculous. Like blowing her kisses, never offensive or aggressive or negative. Blowing her kisses, sending her photos of roses. I might like, what would be fucking cool is like go to like Target or something, or Best Buy, Walmart, get like love heart underwear, send her a photo of you with that on it. Like something ridiculous that's like good natured. Then I'd send a little barrage of that and then take away. Fuck that, right? Take away, done. So really positive, romantic, exaggerated stuff like I love you, nice to meet you, bouquets of roses, and then okay, when they get like game over after a day or 2 of that. If she's giving you just enough, then I would keep it going, go for the hard meetup, go for the takeaway effect after I'm a part of her consciousness, then see what happens, then I would just move on as well.
Right, so almost every day for the ones who are responding a little bit.
Exactly, it's banter, it's like friendship, it's like something to break up your day while you're on the train, in the toilet, in class, at work, whatever it might be. Something interesting, but as you get to know more about her personality, you can add more to it, you can be more expressive, you can take more risks, whatever. Another rule, never text a girl after 9 p.m. Friday, Saturday nights. Never. You're too busy. Never text a girl after 9 p.m. Friday, Saturday. Unless it's logistical, you had pre-planned or whatever. None of this booty call shit, whatever. If you get a girl's number in the nightclub and you exchange in person, I don't want to see a message like, hope you get home safe. If you do want to message her again, you can, but you want to say something more like, hey, me and my friends were playing Grand Theft Auto, then it turned into real life Grand Theft Auto, then it turned into like a romantic movie, could you please come over, I'm 45 minutes away. She's going to be like, what the fuck, like laugh at you, but because you've gone sarcastic, you're not asking anything of her. You're exaggerating, you're being sarcastic. So that makes it easier, okay, by being sarcastic. At the end of the night, that's okay. Some people will say like after party at the end of the night, but if you got a girl's number on that night and it was a good thing, then you want to make the decision, as we talk about in Social Encrypted, and follow through with her and her friends all the way through to the end of the night. So the girl whose number you got that night, you'll also be with at the end of the night. You have rapport as a function of time, attraction as a function of time, etc. Cool. Other phone game questions? Calling's not bad, but 99% of the time, it's hard enough to get texts back, even harder to get them to pick up the phone call, and hard to get a good line. You know, what's the first thing that anybody ever says when you're on a phone call? Can you hear me? It's like a fucking phone. You would expect that you might actually be able to be heard, but you might be in the train, the subway with friends, training, whatever. So, nah, not when we have Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, email, whatever, text messaging. So I think messaging is better. You can go for it. Tinder, by the way, I don't know anything about Tinder because I travel a lot and my profile is rubbish, but my friend in Australia, his name's Sean, and he is extremely successful with Tinder because he works the kind of job where he'll spend 5 days in the city, then 7 days out of the city, and he'll be Tindering back and forth, fucking around. And I've seen some of his text exchanges. They're very good. They're very, very positive, very consistent, but very argumentative and fun. And as soon as we'll get the girl's phone number from Tinder, he'll call them straight away to show that he's not just a random guy in a sea of weirdness, that he's actually a real person. But if you already met the girl in person and got the number, Facebook, email, WhatsApp, whatever, Instagram, then the text should be good enough, especially if you took a photo together, if there was physicality, and if you're complimenting her personality. So text is a bit more reliable, and if any of us asked ourselves what would we rather get from a girl, a text or a phone call, usually we'd rather get a text because then it's a little game of chess back and forth that you can have fun with. Whereas if it's on the phone, it's kind of like in the heat of the moment, didn't make sense, didn't express yourself the way you wanted to, stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's better that way. And have you ever been with a chick who got a phone call from a guy who wanted to speak to her and she just didn't take it? Of course, right? So would I ever recommend escalating more sexual in texting? Not directly at her, but I would express myself sexually or reference sexual things. Be like, walk past Victoria's Secret, oh my god, how exciting. Stuff like that. Be like, excuse me, what are you wearing today? And like, shoes, dress, and lingerie. Like, you can reference it, but don't try to get sexy about it, because that can be a little bit sleazy or predictable, or they call it in Australia like the Lebanese playbook, like, hey baby, feeling sexy today? Nah, keep it sexy. Keep it like sarcastic, lighthearted, playful. Definitely reference it, especially once you're getting to know her a little bit more. And you could even bring yourself into it sexually, like kind of playfully, like, hey, just doing my Calvin Klein shoot. Would you like to join me? Are you wearing black lingerie today? Black lingerie and 7-inch heels, stuff like that. So yeah, include it and keep it lighthearted is what I would say. Yeah, I like to include it as well, but I also want the girl. I'm kind of like physically forward when I meet her as well, so I don't want to be then that sexually forward. If the girl, here's another huge thing that a lot of guys have problems with between meeting the girl and seeing her again. If you meet the girl and you've got a lot of intent, you try to make out with her, you try to finger her, you're like all over her, it's a very sexual thing, then she knows for sure that you do want to sleep with her when she sees you, okay? But that's not good, because if a girl goes on a date knowing that she's definitely going to sleep with you, or that you definitely want to sleep with her, it's very, very hard for her to commit to that because she's like, well, I'm about to be fucked. I like sex, but what if it means an emotional gauntlet that lasts me for 6 to 8 months? Or he expects to sleep with me, as all guys do, as all girls expect guys want to, and I don't like that, then she's going to be uncomfortable. So you want to, like I said, leave the girl wondering whether or not you even like her when you walk away, so that she wants resolution on what the interaction meant, rather than her having one of two expectations. A, she's going to feel like she's definitely going to sleep with you, she's going to feel guilty, embarrassed, sexually gratified, a little bit sexually greedy, and then worried about the emotions that come with it. Or this is when she's in a sober state of mind, not in a booty call state of mind. Or she's going to feel creeped out because all you want to do is sleep with her, and it's going to make her uncomfortable, and she may think that you're emotionally invested in her way too much. So it's better to be vague, silly, and simple rather than being too sexual or sexually forward or intentful. So I kind of like to lay off that one. And if I am talking about meeting her, it's like, I don't expect anything of you, but why not? That kind of thing. So you're exploring the interaction going forward, not hoping to get laid with a chick. Another soundbite that I've talked about with phone game is that you don't... sex is a fun part of the interaction, not that everything is building up to the sex as the pinnacle of the interaction. Okay? So can you text the girl as though you would text her after you were having sex, after you'd started sleeping with her, basically? So are you texting in a carefree, I don't give a fuck manner? Write this down, like text the girl as though you've already fucked her. In fact, I'll say to the girl early on, be like, hey, I already told my friends I fucked, so pressure's off. I'll say that. And then I'll text her like I already fucked her, which is low-key, I don't give a shit. I'll ignore half of her texts, not because I'm deliberately playing a game of ignoring her, but I'm at the gym or seeing my friends or gaming other girls, or just not expecting anything of somebody who I barely know. Brief summary, wrap it all up. Don't ever expect to see a girl ever again if you meet her and exchange details. The only way that you might be able to ever see her again is if you compliment her personality, spend time with her, qualify her, push other girls out of your vision, meet her friends, and you honestly feel like you're the best thing for her that she could ever have, then maybe you'll see her again. Maybe. And even then, you need to have exchange Instagram as well. You need to have exchange Facebook and phone number as well. It's really good to send her something there in person. It's good to kind of disqualify that you want anything from her. Set up a framework where you don't even care if you're going to see her again. You want to leave her wondering if you're even interested, which requires you to withdraw some of your interest there at the time. Remember what I said, girls are as much a dream as they are a nightmare, okay? Honestly, honest to God, they're the most beautiful, amazing, best things, my favorite things in life, but they're also a fucking nightmare if things go wrong or if they're in a bad mood or whatever. So remember that. Remember both things at the same time. A good metaphor to think of that as is that if you're going to merge your company with another company, your human self with another human self, that company has its issues and its benefits. Explore them seriously and tentatively and defensively before you rush in. You don't want to walk up to a girl and be like, hey, I want to merge with you straight away and give you all my assets. You want to be a bit defensive and guarded, so slow the fuck down. Then, usually takes 2.5 weeks, you want to become a part of her consciousness and her psyche by sharing yourself like an Instagram feed or a Facebook feed. Remember that people are way more motivated by not losing something that they have, which you can build up to be in her life over about 2.5 weeks, than gaining something that they don't have, which is a new person, a new dick in their rotation of guys that give them attention. We noticed and observed that it took about 2.5 weeks for a guy to get through to a girl's attention or for her to be comfortable enough for it to work, and that guys really wouldn't get onto dates until they had basically asked the girl on a date 3 or 4 times, been rejected 3 or 4 times, or the girl flaked 3 or 4 times, not because they're flaky, but because they're disorganized, self-conscious, nervous, and stressed. They feel, it's almost like a greedy indulgence to be taken on too many dates. So they kind of like reject dates because it's like, well, I get a free dinner, I get good sex, I get, maybe a hotel. It's like kind of they feel a bit guilty about that indulgence. So let yourself be turned down, then do the big takeaway from their psyche, then they chase you a little bit, then you can kind of get them to earn your attention back, then game on again, which is good. So that being the case, that's basically the dynamics of text game, okay? Thorough, weird, fucked up algorithms, I know, but if it was straightforward, then everybody would be successful with text game. So simply, be more patient, be more stupid, and expect absolutely fucking nothing. Then pressure's off, you have a lot more fun with your text game. If you only have 2 days to get the girl via text, go all out. Like, meet me now, meet me now, meet me now. Be like a crazy person that's fun. Meet me now, want to have sex. Go fully sexual. What do you have to lose? Nothing. Go full sexual, full lingerie, full sex fantasy plotline. Absolutely. Alright guys, now here, let's conclude this video now. We've been at it for about an hour. Hope you enjoyed this bonus. And underneath this, the publication of this video and this thread on the forum, if there's anything more that you want to discuss or your own case studies, let's get a thread going where I can give you responses to your texts, and I can reference the kind of silliness or immaturity or the case studies that you can post into the forum here. Okay, so you can tell me, where did you meet the girl, what's going on, and I can respond, and the guys from my 4-week natural program can respond as well. Especially my guys in Norway, my guys in Melbourne, they were really good in the text game, and my guys in London, they've only just finished a couple of weeks ago, but now they're really getting it as well, and they have incredible abundance. Fucking awesome. Some of the stories that those guys are putting up now. So get into it in the thread. Thanks guys here in New York for getting us started, and I hope you enjoyed it. And this is really the first time I published this little chunk of content, so I'm sure the understanding, the evolution, and the explanation will evolve over the next year, and even the technology, whatever the fuck it's going to be, the evolution.